When ChatGPT first came out, it instantly captured the hearts of many. A lot of people began to use it for their everyday tasks like finding restaurants or planning out their vacations, but a few people understood just how much potential it really had. Even myself, I was pretty slow to start using it and I honestly didn't pick it up for the first couple months, but I've now realized how much potential it has to optimize my strategic work. As a small business owner, I use ChatGPT to maximize my earning potential, and just this week, OpenAI released 3 new groundbreaking features that can do the same for you. Here's how you can use ChatGPT to optimize your efficiency and save yourself time. One of the biggest revelations is that ChatGPT can now actually recognize images, which adds a whole other dimension to the ways that it can assist you. People have found ways to make their everyday lives better, such as deciphering these god-awful parking signs, but there's a lot of professional use cases for this as well. Building a website used to be an extremely time-consuming process that would take a business months and thousands of dollars. Assuming you even knew how to design a web page and what you wanted on it, you'd have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to hire developers, and going for months without having a website means that a small business could lose out on tons of customers. This can be basically completely avoided now that ChatGPT can recognize images and create websites in seconds. McKay Wrigley, the founder of Takeoff AI, showed this demonstration of how he took a simple dashboard that he found online and was able to stick it into ChatGPT and have it create all the code for the website he needed.
GPT-4 vision model this screenshot of a SaaS dashboard, and I asked it basically to break this down into components and write all the code. So I went through all the files, I pasted all the code in, right, all this code here, and out came this. This was a first pass, which was pretty remarkable here.
The craziest part is that you don't even need the pictures of the site you're trying to build. You can even just take a session of a whiteboard of an idea of what you want the website to look like, and ChatGPT will spit out the code for what it thinks it should look like too.
So I mocked up this whiteboarding session here, right? This is just a totally fake example. But I passed that photo to GPT-4 Vision with this basic prompt to generate the code for it. Let me set this down. And I really want you to pay attention to this, right? So it generated the code. I pasted that into VS Code here. And now watch this. So you're going to see step 1 here is enter your name. Check out the diagram here. So the model was able to see that I had these arrows and it actually flipped the order of these. And I wanted to test if it could do that. And sure enough, it does. So now if I do a name here, sorry, I'm trying to type with one hand, and you're going to see, what is your email, McKay? Okay. You're going to see in this step, I specified should refer to you by name once provided. So it flipped these steps, so it knew name, then email, and it knew once it got to email, it needed to refer to me by name. This is crazy. This is all on image. I'm just going to put some fake stuff here. You're going to see it's now asking us to confirm if we're over 18 or not, still referring to me by name. You're going to see
this removes a huge burden from a business owner, and it's something that you can easily monetize off of if you know how to do it right. If you have any introductory programming skills, what you can do is go to local businesses and tell them you'll set a website up for them. Simply get their ideas, understand their inspirations, and use ChatGPT to build a basic website for them. Then you could charge them hundreds or thousands of dollars to simply maintain this and keep it the way they want it. I've even had companies reach out to me with this exact same business model, and I've actually responded to them, so I know it works. Customer support is one of those necessary evils of doing business. It's one of those things that takes a ton of time away from a founder, but can be extremely rewarding to a customer. It's often very draining as a business owner to have to respond to customer insights, to answer their simple questions that they probably could have found if they used your resources correctly. However, it is something that needs to be done, and it generates a ton of customer trust. Now that ChatGPT can have back and forth conversations, you actually don't even need to worry about doing this sort of customer support anymore. You can simply build an online chatbot into your website using OpenAI's API, which feeds the data that you're looking directly to your users. This way, instead of having to go directly to you to answer a question, your users can simply go to this AI website and ask their question away. This saves you from having to either spend the time to answer these questions or having to pay somebody to support these customers. As a matter of fact, your customers will probably get a better answer from the AI than they would from you anyway. I personally run a resume and interview prep business, and I know that there's dozens of customer inquiries that simply could have been handled with a basic chatbot AI. People were reaching out to me for prospective sales, and I was answering the same sets of basic questions every single time. I could have saved myself dozens of hours if I had ChatGPT at the time to simply tell them what my service was about and give them the confidence they needed to book a session. This back and forth conversation capability is also huge when it comes to training new employees. When I was taking an online software bootcamp, I had a human instructor who was teaching us through a classroom model, but I was actually asking the questions of the concepts I didn't understand directly into ChatGPT. You can build the same model. If you have an onboarding process for your small business, see how AI can answer some of the questions for them. Double check with the AI and see, are there questions that it can answer better than you? If so, probably lean towards using that for part of what your new employees have. You can also monetize this by setting the service up for local businesses. Simply set up the chatbot for them, and you'll see that you're able to save them hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars of their time. ChatGPT actually used to only be able to read up until 2021, which meant that a lot of the answers that people were getting were actually out of date. This has changed this week. ChatGPT can actually now read from the internet and get live information, meaning that all of the world's most current information is right in the palm of your hand. For any business people, this allows you to market research your competition in seconds. You can understand the landscape of how your competitors are doing business and make changes to your products or services based off of those competitive advantages. This type of research used to take months or even years to do, but now it can be performed in just seconds. This also transforms the education world, as students are no longer reliant on textbooks that weren't updated in the last 20 years. Instead, they can simply search ChatGPT for any answers that they need and find any of the world's information on command. As a matter of fact, Khan Academy is releasing a service called Khanmigo, which is an AI-powered tutoring assistant, which kids can use to ask questions when they have any trouble. It uses two AIs to train each other back and forth and let the system know that it shouldn't just give the person an answer, but should actually guide them along the way of the question. This does a much better job of tutoring than most humans would even do, which gives every student the capability to have a personalized instructor in their pocket. In the age of AI, businesses are rapidly transforming their processes at breakneck speed. And keeping up to date with some of these new technologies isn't even an advantage, it's a necessity to survive. At my small business, we're using AI to streamline a lot of our operations and ensure we're staying current with the market as a whole. Now more than ever, it's essential that you stay on top of these features at risk of getting left behind. If you've ever dreamed of owning your own successful business, these features are the way for you to maximize your earning potential. With ChatGPT, you've got a virtual assistant that can always help you stay ahead of the curve. If you're interested in learning more about technology and the ways that it can transform the world, subscribe to my newsletter down below. You can actually book a free career coaching session if you want help, and get free coding packages from my website down below as well.